Singer for Star Playhouse presents Charles Boyer, Dick Powell, David Niven, Ida Lupino. Brought to you by your neighborhood Singer Sewing Centers from coast to coast and the more than 32,000 members of the Singer organization who make, sell, and service Singer sewing machines for both industry and the home. Remember, Singer sells its products and services only through its company-owned Singer Sewing Centers, identified by the Singer and Red S trademarks on the storefront. Tonight on Four-Star Playhouse, we present Charles Boyer in The Wild Bunch.
My dear Leonora, allow me to make an observation. You are, without any doubt, the most ravishing creature in the whole world. What are you doing married to me?
You're a very handsome husband, George. And you're gentle. You'll make a wonderful father.
What a lovely thought. I'd like nothing better. In time. What is it? Did I say something? Where did you go?
I'm here.
Oh, I know. You're feeling sad for our honeymoon. You think we're leaving it behind, back there on that pink and blue island, but we're not. We're taking it with us.
I am a little sad, George, but...
Look, darling, a month ago we didn't know each other. We met, we're married. I didn't think it was possible to love anyone as deeply as I love you.
George, I have a confession to make.
Darling, really, we're adult people.
But as a matter of fact, I have two confessions to make.
Two, eh? Well, that's not very many, come to think of it. And why spoil our enchantment with some unimportant, unrelated reality?
Well, first of all, I have money.
Well, I shan't hold that against you.
We know so little about one another.
Listen, darling, I realize that our courtship was chaotic. Whirlwind, I believe, is the cliché. But merely adding time to it would not have made me want you more, or love you better, or be more serious about sharing my life with you.
You remember when I said that you'd make a wonderful father?
Leonora, can you tell? So soon?
Well, rather, I didn't exactly lie to you, but by not telling the truth, that is sort of a lie, isn't it?
Isn't what?
I have 3 children.
I'm going to be a father.
You're using the present participle tense.
I am a father, and this is no time for grammar lessons.
But you knew I was a widow, George.
Well, of course, but why didn't you tell me that there were 3 little widows? I mean, 3 little...
They're not all little.
Some big ones?
Do you mind?
How big? I mean, oh, I don't know. I'm being very foolish. I'm certain of that. After all, if they're your children, they must be exactly like you.
I love this time of year, don't you, George?
Well, They are like you, aren't they?
Kiss me, darling.
Very well, but when I finish kissing you, I expect some kind of an answer. Now, do you think everything can be solved with a kiss?
Mm-hmm. Uncle. Oh, children.
Sim? Sorry, there's plenty of time.
Oh, children, you just look wonderful. Oh, of course, children. David, Carlotta, Louise, your father.
Well, I don't think...
Now, everybody kiss everybody.
Leonora, you think
Kiss
everything...
Pete. Oh, David, you're impossible. Completely impossible. Where's Miss Hyde?
Old Iron Face? She left in a huff a week ago. She slapped Carlotta, so Carlotta tripped her up and sat on her.
Pretty good fight while it lasted.
I done the best I could. There ain't nothing nobody can do than done the best they could.
Oh, of course, Aunt Cassie.
Oh, here's a telegram for you, Mr. Drew. I mean, Mrs. Burrell. Come day before yesterday.
Somebody's already opened it.
Oh, everybody's read it. The contents of that telegram is common knowledge around here. And it's for the turnpike, if you ask me.
Well, why doesn't somebody just tell Leonora, I mean your mother, what is in the telegram, then?
Aunt Kate's sick. You know, your great Aunt Kate, the one with all the money.
In Virginia. You have to go to Virginia right away. You should have been there yesterday.
Oh, poor Aunt Kate. I've got to go. But I can't go unless you'd... And I don't suppose you'd want to.
Well, darling, if she's very close to you, I suppose you must go. I'll stay here with the children. Well, where... Don't you want to make preparations?
Oh, yes, of course. Children, Uncle Sim, Aunt Cassie, you can get the bags out of the car later. Carlotta, would you call that sweet Mr. Henry at the airline office and ask him to get me a ticket on the plane? Louise, do you know where my light tan suitcase is?
In Little Horror, I'm sure.
Now, let's see.
Hello? Is Mr. Henry there?
Yes. Mr. Henry?
Oh, my old slippers.
Virginia. Yes, Roanoke, Virginia. You can't hear me? You can't? Look, Leo, I'm Roanoke.
You'll be safe in here for the time being. Oh, them young'uns. They're a wild bunch, and they got to be tamed.
Tamed?
Yes, sir, tamed.
I presume all this belonged to their father.
Oh, yes, sir. He was quite a sportsman, God rest him.
Well, Uncle Sim, if he couldn't tame them...
He never tried to tame them. And if you're asking me, I think the poor gentleman just became a sportsman so as he'd have plenty of excuses to get away from the house. I think the poor man just, he just wore himself out running away. Now, there ain't no sense you're worrying about it, mister. That is, if you don't mind my saying so. Because what has to be is. Now, you'd best try to figure out a way to tame them before they tame you.
But, Uncle Sim, I am already tame.
That's what I thought.
That ain't the way to do it. You can't go peeking around corners around here. You got to race around them. Dinner's ready. You going out to dinner, Mr. Burrell?
No, of course not. Why?
Well, it just sort of throws me when anybody dresses up around here.
Aunt Cassie, well, I thought perhaps, you know the children so well.
Yeah.
What would you consider my best approach to them?
Get them. Get them before they get you.
Good evening. Louise, Carlotta, David.
Good evening, George.
Well, what did we learn in school today, if anything?
We didn't go to school today.
Why not?
We had a bad case of ditchitis.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's so funny? Oh, ditchitis, I see. You just all felt like ditching school. Well, that's not exactly playing the game fair, is it?
We don't like school. And school doesn't like us either.
You'll be amazed in the years to come, my dear children, how many things one must do in this world that one does not exactly like. As for school, I can assure you that you will all look back on it as a pleasant time, during which there was demanded of you very little of the responsibilities and cares of this world. Well, perhaps I can show you some enjoyment of education. At least I can try. Starting tomorrow.
We are not going to school tomorrow.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, no, we're not.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Never before. Never before in any used machine clearance sale has Singer been able to offer such a wide variety of used sewing machines. And here's the reason for this amazing sale. Singer's gorgeous new slant needle Singer, the sewing machine with a needle that slants, making it easier to see, easier to sew. Singer has sold so many of these new slant needle machines, they're now overstocked with used sewing machines taken in trade. So here's your chance to buy a used Singer sewing machine at prices as low as $59.50. Yes, for a completely reconditioned Singer portable with a down payment of only $5. Imagine, only $5 can deliver a famous Singer sewing machine to your home. You'll find beautiful consoles, too, in walnut, mahogany, floor samples, and demonstration machines. It's a never-before-equal variety of good used machines. But in some cases, there are only one or two of a kind. So come early and look for this Singer 4-star special tag. You'll guarantee that the used Singer machine you buy has been fully reconditioned by Singer-trained experts with warranted Singer parts, backed by the Singer Sewing Machine Company. Only Singer gives you this guarantee of Singer dependability. But don't delay, because never before in any used machine clearance sale has Singer been able to offer so many wonderful bargains. Remember, this sale is only at your Singer sewing centers, identified by the famous Red S and Singer trademarks. Don't miss this great used machine clearance sale now at your Singer Sewing Center.
Good morning, children. Not a very cheery day, is it?
Aunt Kathy! More coffee!
You always have breakfast on the floor like this?
Only when we want to.
I see.
Good morning, Mr. Burrell.
Good morning.
What do you have for your breakfast?
Oh, just some coffee. You can clean up that mess a little bit there.
Ain't no use pulling this together. They tear it apart much faster than this body can move. About wears me out, I tell you.
Oh, Carlotta, may I have the front page?
Jeff is sitting on it. Pete didn't come home last night.
Who is Pete?
The cat.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, David. Just a bad case of detritus.
I'm worried about Pete.
You really are, aren't you?
Well, I can't find him anywhere in the house. And when he didn't show up for his breakfast, I started to worry. Pete's a very hungry cat.
Let's go and look for him.
Will you? In the rain?
Sure. I'm beginning to worry about old Pete myself. Hey! Here's Pete. Wrapped into the rain.
Poor Pete!
Come on, Pete. Get out of here before you liquefy.
How'd he get in there?
Let's ask him later.
He got in. How come he can't get out?
Well, that's philosophy, David. Right now, I'd settle for a crowbar.
I see a cat won't go in anywhere unless his whiskers have room, too.
Maybe he shaved last night.
How'd he ever get in there?
Well, let's save that enigma for a nice, dry day. Yes?
Oh, Pete.
Poor Pete. Look at him. Let's take it. Come on. And now, David, I want you to tuck yourself into bed for about an hour and get your blood warm again.
But what about Pete?
Oh, Pete can get in bed with you as soon as he finishes his milk. You know, I think we ought to fix up a bed for Pete. Get a big box, hammer out one side, and line it with some old silk. I think Pete would like that.
Good. There are lots of big old boxes up in the attic.
Fine. Now, into bed with you. Everything all right?
Everything's all right. Thanks for worrying about Pete.
Well, I was glad to get the chance to know him. Here he comes.
Little Pete.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carlota. I'm looking for...
Don't you dare look.
I won't. Just looking for something to make a bed for Pete. Won't take me long.
It's poetry. I write poetry. I suppose you think that's funny.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean.
Well, most people laugh when you tell them you write poetry, don't they?
Well, I would feel very sorry for them if they did. May I?
If you wish. I want to write plays and books, too.
But you should write plays and books. Anything you care to write. You write very well, Carlotta.
Do I? Do I have something to say?
You want to say it very badly?
I think I'd die if I didn't.
Then you have something to say.
I'm scared, though. And I have doubts, too.
Our doubts are traitors.
What?
Shakespeare, on confidence. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. I'm a book publisher, Carlotta. Pretty good one, too. I'm looking forward to publishing one of yours someday.
George, would you do something for me?
Of course.
I'm supposed to go to Miss Hammond's finishing school, and I don't want to be finished. There's a little college in Vermont. I know it's far away from Maryland, but that's where I want to go. I'd learn something there.
About writing?
Yes. Miss Hammond's, I'd be just another girl who's good at games and could always be counted on to win another prize at the horse show. But that's not what I want. I want to write and write and write.
What does your mother say?
Leo's a dear, a wonderful mother, but Leo went to Miss Hammond's.
I see. Well, I'll talk to her.
There's no reason why you should. I haven't been very nice to you.
Well, perhaps it was not altogether your fault. After all, we came at you pretty quickly with the idea of a new father and all.
Will you give me another chance?
You'll never run out of them. Well, but I guess nobody's really tough around here. They're sort of scared. You know, Jeff, I think you need a bath. And this being Saturday night, you're going to have one.
You shouldn't go.
Well, maybe that's just the reason I am going. You'd better not if you want my advice.
Who needs it? Stop being Mother's little helper, will you?
Besides, that crowd's too old for you, and a little too goofy, if you ask me.
Well, nobody asked you. Nobody told you. Nobody cares what you think. Period. I can take care of myself.
That's fairly questionable.
Good night. I'm being picked up in a few minutes. Don't wait up for me.
Oh, Louise. Louise, it's a bit difficult for me to say anything, but I wish you'd be very honest with me. Would your mother approve of your going out with these people?
Leo has never approved of the Deans. But then, I don't approve of everything Leo does either.
You haven't earned the right of approval or disapproval yet, Louise. Neither by years nor manners.
One if I land, two if I see. That's my signal. Good night.
Oh, we're going to look so beautiful. Excuse me. Hello? Hello?
George, please come and get me. Please.
Louise, what's the matter?
Please come and get me. I'll be on the porch at the Dean's. Do you know where it is?
Well, I'll find out where it is. I'll be right over.
Hey, what's the matter, Louise? Huh?
I'm going home, Johnny.
Nah, you can't go home until I take you. Hey, what's the matter? Party getting a little rough? Oh, sure. But it's a good crowd, a lot of laughs. You're not too particular.
I'm very particular. I thought you knew that.
Oh, you never know what you know until you know? But you're very cute, I know that.
Leave me alone and go back to some less particular people.
Oh, no, I'm going to take you back with me. Now, look, Louise. I told you I'm going to take you back, and I am.
No, you're not.
Get into the car, Louise. Good night.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
I ought to give you a lot of trouble.
Don't. It has a way of spreading out. Might be just a little more trouble than you'd want at this moment. Anything else?
It was very kind of you to come.
Shut up, Louise. I'm sorry, Louise, but you were in far more danger than you realize. So don't toss it all away with a thanks for coming and a fond hope that I'll be there the next time. You can't always look after yourself. So make certain you're around nice people who can. I know I'm making noises like a father, but it's about time somebody did.
It was a bad situation. I know that now.
Perhaps not the worst this time. But just check the front page of your newspaper for the variations. Grow up, Louise. You're going to be a big girl. Start thinking like one.
I will. I promise you that.
And I promise you something. You won't be going out with any boys that haven't been first received by your mother and myself. Invite anybody you want to the house. As long as we know the people you know, everything will be fine. Can I get you anything, Louise? Something warm to drink, perhaps.
No, thank you, George.
Well, then I think you better go to bed. Try to dream some bright dreams and forget what happened tonight. And, Louise, let's you and I forget it completely. No sense in worrying your mother.
You mean you're not going to tell Leo about it?
No, of course not. Why should I? It will never happen again, will it?
Not ever. And thank you very much.
What is it? Something else?
What you said, George, about inviting boys to the house. Always looks like such a pig pen around here.
I agree.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could do something about it.
Maybe we could.
Would you like that, George? I mean, if we all got together and helped clean up, sort of made the place look like something?
I'd like that very much.
Good. I know just where we'll start.
I do, too.
Forward, march.
Good evening, children.
Good evening, George.
Thank you, David. Just a moment, please. Thank you, sir.
You know what I learned in school today?
What was that, David?
The 12s. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 5 is...
60?
12 times 6 is 72.
Well, that's pretty good.
Somebody ought to put it to music.
You know, that's not a bad idea. You can learn things much faster when you can sing them.
Do you know what 12 times 12 is?
12 times 12 is 144.
Whoa. Well, let's not have any more of that stampede stuff around here. We've got some class now. Let's keep it.
Shh, I want to surprise them. Oh, Louise, David, Carlotta, how are you?
Hello, darling.
Thank you, David. Oh, it's so wonderful to be home. Nothing's changed at all.
Our star will return in a moment. Never before. Never before in any used machine clearance sale has Singer been able to offer such a wide variety. Beautiful consoles in walnut, mahogany. Reconditioned Singer portables as low as $59.50. Down payment only $5. But come early, for in some cases there are only one or two of a kind. They're at your Singer Sewing Center now.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Star Playhouse and all the members of the Singer organization, thank you for being with us this evening. We hope that you enjoyed our play, and we hope that you'll be with us again next week. Good night.